Welcome back. Welcome back. You man Diamond K in here, of course. RadioOnFire.com. Diamond K in the morning on the all new RadioOnFire.com. So glad to be here. So glad to be here. So, I mean, we have a lot to get into, and so much shade. I got to put on my glasses. So, of course, I am here weekdays, 8 a.m., and there's a lot to talk about. Politics, trending news. Of course, we're going to talk about Baltimore news, Atlanta news, and a lot more. So, President Biden has been, for the most part, avoiding this question. And finally, he seems to have given an answer about New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who is in mucho trouble. He's been getting some bad press like you would not believe. So anyway, the president has finally given somewhat of an update as to where he sits with regards to Governor Cuomo. So if you have been under a rock or something, Governor Cuomo has been, he's been taking it from all from all angles as it relates to COVID-19, the way he's handled that in his state, and the way he's interacted with some women that work for him, all types of stuff. So the pressure against Andrew Cuomo over these sexual harassment allegations is at an all-time high. So when asked, President Biden said that Cuomo should resign if the state attorney general's investigation confirms the claims against him. Here's my thing, okay? Republicans do not have the moral high ground. Donald Trump was accused of more than Governor Cuomo has been. So, of course, you may say two wrongs don't make it right and all that kind of stuff. But we need the same justice for everybody. Democrats are so quick to throw their folks under the bus. Republicans will defend their folks to the end. Democrats need to meet somewhere in the middle. So President Biden made remarks during an interview that is going to air today with George Stephanopoulos. And he asked whether Cuomo should resign and if the investigation confirms the women's claims. How can the investigation confirm the women's claims? It's he say, she say, literally. And when they say that women are to be believed, okay. Alexis Sky, the reality show actress, confirmed that her 3-year-old child is not by Fetty Wap, although she's been telling us for 3 or 4 years that it was Fetty Wap's child. So women are to be believed. So, Fetty Wap believed her, has been paying her money. It turns out wasn't his kid. Women are to be believed, though. Of course, this is not across the board, right? I'm not saying that Governor Cuomo slept with Alexis Sky, who looks amazing, by the way. But Biden said yes. I think he'd probably end up being prosecuted too. How are they going to prove this? Did he drug these women? Is there a semen-stained skirt somewhere? How do we know? How do we know? It does take a lot of courage to come forward. And so the presumption is it should be taken seriously, the president said. And this is pretty much standard for what people say. Should be investigated, the president said. And that's what's underway now. How come when President Trump and citizen Trump, how come nothing is investigated for him? What about all those women? Were those women to be believed? You just brush that under the rug. It's amazing. It's amazing. So Cuomo facing these allegations that he sexually harassed, behaved inappropriately towards multiple women, including some former staffers. Now that may get him in trouble. Nothing says me too like a guy messing with some staffers. That is definitely the line between just Cuomo shooting his shot at some women at a wedding reception versus, him using his power against the women. All right. So former staffers have accused Cuomo of workplace harassment, including demeaning them with pet nicknames. I mean, he's just demeaning them with the pet nicknames. He's like, "Hey, sweetheart, ooh, I'm so demeaned." I mean, what are the pet nicknames? Making objectifying remarks about their appearance. Objectifying. You look nice today. Oh, what did he say exactly? We need to know some of this stuff because they're throwing a lot of stuff at him. A lot of stuff. Subjecting them to unwanted kisses and touching them. Now, that is not right. Now, if he did that, that's something different. But they got to be able to prove it. You can just throw it out there, but you got to be able to prove it. Is it going to stand up to the test? So he asked women about their sex lives. He's not married. And he's also facing an allegation that he groped a female staff member under her skirt after summoning her to the governor's mansion in Albany sometime late 2020. He has denied touching any woman inappropriately. Did he have sex with any of these female staffers, former staffers? That's what's going to be the deciding factor. If the governor had sex with some of his staffers, he may be in some trouble. But I mean, you got to be able to prove it too. How are they going to prove that? They're not going to be able to prove it. So worst case scenario, he's going to step down or not run for office again. Or what I suggest that he does is just push through this and fade to the background when his term is over with. Do you think that the governor should resign? Is pressure from President Biden going to make him do so? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire, of course, Diamond K in the morning. If you are just tuning in, here on the show, we deliver the biggest political and news stories of the day with interviews and original reporting from Baltimore and Atlanta. I want to be fun. I want to be upbeat, but I also want to expose what is really going on. New episodes of the program drop daily, weekdays. Let me stop increasing my hours. Weekdays, 8 a.m. But I do not want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to our 8 a.m. program, we drop content throughout the day as news happens. So hit that notification bell so you get an alert whenever we go live. And we do that throughout the day as news happens. And news is always happening. So it is, I don't know. I don't want to say well into, but we're 60 days or so into the presidency of Joe Biden. And, more things come out as it relates to the election, which Seems like it was so long ago, the election of 2020. And what they are saying is that Putin, Russian President Vladimir Putin, authorized influence operations to help Donald Trump last November during that presidential election. No surprise there. Some declassified intelligence assessments that found broad efforts by the Kremlin and Iran to try to alter or shape the outcome of the race. Now here's the thing that they always confuse people with, but no foreign actor changed votes or otherwise disrupted the voting process. Then what were they doing? And why was this information classified? Or do the Republicans ever want to talk about this kind of stuff? No. This is not what they want to talk about. But Putin and Iran tried to harm the election, but they failed. The people came out in droves, and the meddling that they did this time was unsuccessful, which is why the president was so upset. Former President Trump was so upset. It worked the last time, 2016, didn't work this time because people were so through of his crap. So even the operations by Putin and his cronies and Iran still was not enough. The report was released yesterday from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, DNI, and it represents detailed assessment of a large array of foreign threats to the 2020 election. This had been talked about, the fact that there were threats. Of course, Trump knew that there were threats. He didn't want anybody doing anything about that. Oh, no. Please let Putin and his cronies continue to interfere, because Trump knew that the writing was on the wall. So these efforts included things by Iran to undermine confidence in the vote and harm the prospects. It's smearing campaigns. There are a lot of different things. So if they want to say they didn't change votes, this propaganda to smear Joe Biden, who was the eventual winner, or to interfere whatsoever. Republicans, they don't see any of this. What they see the problem is that black folks voting on Sunday. That's a problem. But let Russia interfere all they want. And so I do want to say that DNI claims that despite the threats, despite all of that, intelligence found no indications that any foreign actors attempted to interfere by altering the technical aspect of the voting process. Why not? What they say, the people interfering, they had morals and limits to what they would not do. Doesn't even make sense. But that is what the DNI is saying in these now unclassified documents. So no voter registration, no ballot casting, no vote tabulation or reporting results were tampered with, so they say. Just tuning in, Diamond K in the morning on the all-new radioonfire.com. Diamond K in the morning is now available on the WRF radio app. You can simply download WRF radio in your app store. Leave me a comment. Scroll your timeline. Attend a Zoom meeting on mute. Do some online shopping. Send an email, all while listening to Diamond K in the morning. Of course, episodes dropping 8 a.m. But throughout the day, there's so much that I have to get into. And a very sad story. Sad story coming. And unfortunately, we may see more stories like this when you have folks that are doing bad, folks that put money before everything. What am I talking about? A man kills his girlfriend's young daughter, 3 others in an argument over what? Over a stimulus check. So Malik Hal Vassar, 25 years old, arrested following a standoff, and he is accused of killing his girlfriend's daughter, 7-year-old, her brother, 23-year-old, along with her mother and her cousin. I mean, this is just a heartbreaking story. So Moore's cousin, Wendy Johnson, says that Half Facer was pressuring Moore to give him half of her stimulus money before the incident. She recalled overhearing Moore telling Malik, "No, you don't deserve any of this. I work. I take care of our child. You don't do anything." After that, he continued to pressure her. She offered to give him $450, but he was not satisfied, telling her that he was going to get that money. He was going to get that money. We're talking about the stimulus check, right? Talking about a stimulus check. This is the mother. This is his child's mother. So anyway, Saturday, over the weekend, last weekend, he allegedly walked up to Moore and gave her an evil look, according to the cousin, while she was watching her car on the curb outside of her house. The cousin says that Malik came back later demanding money and going through Moore's purse. Things began to escalate at this point. Moore's brother, Daquan, then stood up to Malik and told him that he couldn't have any of his sister's money. He pushed him, which is when the cousin says that Malik pulled out a gun and started shooting everyone. Tragic news. Started shooting everyone over money. Cousin went on to say that Malik shot Daquan first. He shot Anthony, she says. He turned around. He shot my aunt, Tamika. My auntie, Tamika, said Malik, and he shot her again. Cold-blooded. He came back and shot Daquan for a second time. And somewhere between, little baby Eve got hit somewhere, and she was screaming. She said that she was screaming. This little girl, 7 years old. He went back in the house, and that's when he shot Anthony again when he was coming down the steps. He went in the house. That's when Jean Antris was when she had her cue to run for her life, and that's what she did. She ran for her life in the traffic across New York Street and knocked on everyone's door. Luckily, Moore hid on a neighbor's porch until the officers arrived. Meanwhile, Malik, this piece of human crap, took their 6-month-old daughter and fled the scene. Police and Malik were engaged in a 4-hour SWAT team standoff like one that you see on the movies. He was found in an attic in a nearby home while trying to avoid several volleys of tear gas that had been fired inside. Nearly a day after, 24 hours after the murders took place, the baby was recovered unharmed. The story is very troubling, and people have been talking about it online. A lot of different thoughts. No one understands why he did this, and I hope that he gets everything that is coming to him. Everything. This was a terrible, terrible thing. Terrible thing. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Dom and K Show, at Radio on Fire. On a lighter note, we can pick things up slightly. Cardi B, Candace Owens continue their back and forth debacles. Cardi B, who performed at the Grammys, and I told you how I felt about the Grammys, but whatever. Cardi B performed at the Grammys. She's been doing her thing. And Candace Owens, who is starting a new show on the Daily Wire which is Ben Shapiro's network. Okay, she was doing the show somewhere else. Now she's doing the show there. It starts Friday. So what does that mean? That means that she's looking to get promotion. So she reaches out to Cardi B and tries to start something up with Cardi B over the same song that she's been talking about before. And she wanted to. Now, Candace Owens is no music critic. She doesn't have a background in music. But she is a shield for the right and people on the right that want to, in a similar way that Stacey Dash was, but Candace Owens goes way harder than Stacey Dash. Anyway, so after the performance is done, that was Sunday. Candace Owens, next day after, Candace Owens puts out this tweet, and she says that millions of young girls follow you, talking about Cardi B. At your best, you are self-deprecating and humorous. At your worst, you are naked, shoving your vagina into another woman's vagina while thrusting atop her. You were at your worst on the Grammy stage. Do better, Cardi B. All right, the song W.A.P I like. I've talked about Megan Thee Stallion, who's the person she's talking about, the other woman, Meg Thee Stallion. Amazing. I like Meg Thee Stallion. I like Cardi B. They are entertainers. Okay. If you're not entertained by Cardi B, if you're not entertained by Meg Thee Stallion, don't pay attention to them. Look at something else. But Candace Owens is she's trolling. She's trying to get attention to her new show. She has a baby. She's trying to spark up attention. She's chasing clout. She's doing all the things that she normally does. And Cardi B, who is time enough for her, right? Cardi B is time enough for her. Cardi B control with the best of them. Cardi B's not going to back down from Candace Owens, and she shouldn't. So Cardi B, who is a bona fide superstar, said that not you talking about two women thrusting their vaginas together while your husband and brother slap cocks and balls together. Well, would you look at that? And then there is some tweet that is posted that is something that allegedly says that says that yes, my husband did cheat on me with my brother. Yes, he said no when I asked to join them. I mean, so after that, Candace Owens talks about she wants to sue, and This is a Photoshop tweet and blah, 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 blah. All of the conspiracy theories that the right pushes, including Ben Shapiro, including the Daily Wire, and including Candace Owens and many others, all the conspiracy theories that they push, right? And then Candace Owens has the nerve to fold like a cheap chair. It's I'm suing. I mean, Cardi B is winning this back and forth. And the only reason that any of this stuff is happening is because Candace Owens has a show that is starting in 2 days. So she wanted some attention from Cardi B, and she got it. And but conveniently, her show premieres this week. So she starts a Twitter fight with Cardi B, and then loses. But I mean, it's whatever. You know, it's very interesting. Um, uh, when Trump said "grab him by the pussy," Candace Owens didn't have anything to say about that. But Candace Owens, when Meg Thee Stallion are thrusting to go, shall I to say about that? She seems the only one to attack black people. When some white guy or white gal does something, she don't have nothing to say about that. The fact that they were talking about Cardi B and her song "W.A.P" on Fox News with Tucker Carlson and his crazy loser self, it's amazing. I mean, this is a win for Cardi B. This is a win for Candace Owens, in some kind of weird way. But yeah, when they're talking about Dr. Seuss, I don't know why Republicans don't understand that the Dr. Seuss company, they were the ones who took the books off the shelf. They decided they didn't want to sell those books anymore. And then also on Tucker Carlson, Tucker and Candace Owens talked about Uncle Ben's rice and the syrup, Aunt Jemima syrup, and some other stuff. I mean, she is grade A human slime, Candace Owens. She is human slime. But she is married to a white guy. So there is there is always of that. But I mean, you talk about thrusting the vagina. When did vaginas get to thrust? It's I don't know. Maybe in sex ed class, Candace Owens was doing the the slimy things that she does, and maybe she missed some some of the lessons in that, because the things that she's accusing Cardi B of doing, I mean, that's not even what happened. It's a picture like the Push It dance. You remember Push It, Salt and Pepper, Push It? And they were kind of thrusting towards the crowd. Imagine if Salt and Pepper turned towards each other and started thrusting that way. That's all. I mean, okay, it was risque, yes. But it is it's very interesting. It's very interesting when you ask for something, right? And then you get it. Oh, yeah. Then you want to complain. Let's remember, Candace Owens defended a man who was accused of raping 26 women, raping a 13-year-old, boasted about sexually assaulting women by grabbing their vaginas, coincidentally, was best friends with a child sex trafficker, and paid porn stars for sex. But she has a problem with Cardi B, superstar rapper, singing WAP with Meg Thee Stallion. This is what she chooses to focus on. This is hypocritical. She is a grifter. She is a white supremacy apologist. Right? And she's disgusting. She is trash. So many of you are not going to watch her show. Many of you will. And she's going to continue to try to have a back and forth with Cardi B, which she's going to lose. Cardi is is one of those that I don't know. It is really sad. It is really sad. It's sad that she chooses to focus on entertainers, right? Talk some policy, talk some real things, clean your house, your Republican house, right? The Capitol has a fence around it right now because Republicans are asleep on the job, not paying attention, not holding their own folks accountable. Not holding their own folks accountable. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Of course, Diamond K in the morning. You want to support the program, you can do that via Cash App. That's $ DJ Diamond K. Also on PayPal. Email address is djdiamondk@gmail.com, or you can simply make a donation. Visit radioonfire.com to do that. Let's take a quick break. We're going to get into some Baltimore news and some Atlanta news after this quick break. Radio on Fire is a listener-supported radio and podcast network streaming from our production facilities in Baltimore and Atlanta. We're able to broadcast programs like The Diamond K Show because of our listeners and some amazing partners like The Lifestyle Secrets. Are you a baby boomer? Were you born between 1946 and 1964? Well, more than 71 million Americans are baby boomers. And as you're continuing to age, the goal is to experience as few aches and pains as possible while staying mobile. TheLifestyleSecrets.com helps you do just that by providing a blueprint to reduce and or eliminate joint pain by teaching its members to communicate naturally with their bodies. TheLifestyleSecrets.com gives baby boomers step-by-step videos, natural recipes, and most importantly, the motivation to re-energize themselves naturally. Visit TheLifestyleSecrets.com to join this active community of baby boomers today. And I encourage you to shop with all the companies that support Radio on Fire. Before we get back to the show, have you ever had a NutriBurst liquid vitamin? This stuff tastes great, and they say it's great for you. NutriBurst liquid vitamin. Now, my girl Moochie told me about this, and me and Moochie go way back. She said, Diamond K, you have got to try this. So I asked Moochie, what's so special about NutriBurst liquid vitamin? What makes it so good? Then she gave me the rundown. Check this out. 72 minerals, 10 vitamins, 22 phytonutrients, 19 amino acids, 13 whole vegetables, and 20 herbs. Get your NutriBurst liquid vitamin today at totallifechanges.com/mymoochie. That's totallifechanges.com/mymoochie. Tell them Radio on Fire sent you.
Giving you more talk, more news, and more music. It's Radio on Fire.
This pandemic has really sped up what was already happening. The world has become even more digital. Folks are on their computers, their tablets, their phones, all the time. This is where people go to get their information. Here at Radio on Fire, our target listener is 23 to 54 years old. So business owners, I know times are hard, but I also know how important it is to get in front of your customers. Advertise your business, product, service, or event on Diamond K in the Morning or any of the other Radio on Fire programs. We have an affordable package for you. Visit radioonfire.com/advertise to get started. Again, radioonfire.com/advertise. We'd love to connect with you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Diamond K in the Morning on the all-new radioonfire.com. Here, weekdays, 8 a.m. I'm delivering the biggest political and trending stories of the day. Original reporting from Atlanta and Baltimore. And let's start in Baltimore. So I have been talking about this obsession with people to send their kids back to school, right? It's like you have a car and you're really itching to drive the car, but the car has been out of commission for a while. Engine's not working right. Tires aren't right. You don't want to have any of that stuff worked on, but you just feel like you got to drive the car. That's what's happening. There has been pressure from state government, Governor Larry Hogan and others to get kids back in school and try to do something with regards to that. I think they need to wait till September. If it's not safe to open up the whole city, why are we pushing to send the kids back to school? Just because we want them out the house? Doesn't make sense. So 13 confirmed positive COVID-19 tests in Baltimore City public schools happened. So earlier this week, Baltimore City Public Schools released information on their weekly testing that was implemented as students returned to in-person learning. And surprise, COVID-19, we're still in the pandemic. COVID-19 still spreading. Now, Baltimore City Public Schools is not being completely transparent about this. They're saying this does not mean every student in a pod has COVID-19. Oh, yes, it does. They said that it is most likely that a single person in a pool had COVID-19. If there is one person in each positive pool with COVID-19, that will result in a positivity rate of 0.5%. Their numbers are off. These statistics that they're trying to push out there, they seem manipulated to skew the results. They're not accurate. That's not accurate. It's not mathematically correct. Baltimore City Public Schools needs to get their facts and numbers straight. They continue to misinform the public. They mismanage the schools. If this is how they teach math to the kids, it's no wonder that our children score so low on tests. It's too soon to have kids in school. This is why Baltimore should wait until the fall, but they have given in to Governor Hogan's pressure campaign. Rushing to open the schools is not the answer. September is when this should have happened. But here we are. Here we are. It is, there's so much going on with that. I mean, Baltimore City Public Schools are trying to spin things. They need to do the right thing and report the actual number of cases. The actual number. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire, djdiamondk@gmail.com. You think that Baltimore City is handling this right? Do you trust Baltimore City Public Schools? Is it time for kids to go back to school, even though we have all of these mutations with the coronavirus. We're still in the pandemic. Schools haven't even had enough time to get things together. Well, they've had enough time, but they haven't done anything. Pause. Also in Atlanta, this another disgusting story here. Another disgusting story. And it's just, we just can't escape these horrific stories. So 8 have been killed in Metro Atlanta spa shooting spree. The suspect has been arrested, thankfully, a 21-year-old from Woodstock, Georgia, who was captured last night, suspect in 3 Metro Atlanta massage parlor shootings. 8 people dead. So this loser's name is Robert Aaron Long. He was first identified as the suspect in the shooting at the Young's Asian Massage Parlor in Cherokee County. And that 4 people were left dead there. 1 person injured. He is also a suspect in 2 additional shootings at similar businesses in Northeast Atlanta that resulted in 4 more deaths. So as I said, he has been captured in Crisp County, which is about 150 miles or so from Atlanta, taken into custody without incident. So what is going on? You may be asking yourselves, what is going on? Why are we seeing things like this? Well, what is the common thread at these locations, right? What's the common thread? Why do you think that he's doing it? The deceased were all Asian, right? South Korea's foreign ministry said in a statement that its diplomats in Atlanta have confirmed from the police that 4 of the victims who died were women of Korean descent. The ministry said that the office of the consulate general in Atlanta trying to confirm the nationality. The killings come, of course, amid a recent wave of attacks against Asian Americans that coincided with Trump calling it the China virus and the spread of the coronavirus. The governor, Brian Kemp, said last night that our entire family is praying for the victims of these horrific acts of violence. So the man suspected of the shooting was captured on surveillance video pulling up to the business late this evening, or yesterday evening rather. And it's disgusting. FBI says that the agency was assisting Atlanta and Cherokee County with the investigations due to the shootings. Atlanta police said that they dispatched officers to check on nearby similar businesses, increase patrols in the area. Very sad news here. And as I said, this has been a spike. The rise of violence against Asian Americans can be traced directly to the spread of the coronavirus. And moreover, the former president labeling it Kung Flu, China virus, and other right-wingers and conspiracy theorists pushing this on. So I know that the weather is warming up. I know that people are excited to go out and socialize and all that good stuff. If you are in Baltimore, This weekend, March the 20th, Pretty Girls Love Trap Music is going down at the Sangria Patio Bar, 930 North Charles Street, 4 to 8 p.m. So this day party, if you want sections, contact 443-314-8027. Pretty Girls Love Trap Music. And they say you need to get there early because these day parties are usually a sellout event, 4 to 8 p.m. Sangria Patio Bar, 930 North Charles Street in Baltimore. Again, for sections, text 443-314-8027. So Anita Baker, the legendary singer Anita Baker, has been telling fans to boycott her music. She's trying to reclaim her masters. And sadly, this is a story that many artists go through from the standpoint of wanting to get those masters back. But legendary singer Anita Baker took to Twitter and revealed that she outlived her contractual obligations and was legally entitled to reclaim her masters. She needs to take this to an attorney. I don't know why she's taking this to Twitter, but she said that the music company is not letting her retrieve ownership of her master recordings and expressed that she was prepared to engage in a legal battle. So she wants people to not stream the music and try to cut down some of the revenue that is going on. De La Soul, rap group De La Soul, they've been going through this with Tommy Boy, telling people not to listen to the music so they can attempt to get the masters back or get a better arrangement with regards to the split that they have. So she said that miraculously, she has outlived all her artist contracts. They no longer own my name and likeness, and by law, 30-year-old masters are to be returned to me. Unfortunately, they're going to make me fight for it. If it was just that simple, then it would just happen. It's not just that simple. She says she's prepared to do it. Please don't advertise, buy them, anything like that. So that's what she's saying. She also spoke out against streaming platforms when one fan said they dedicate a Spotify playlist to her. And she wanted to talk about how little money they make via streaming. So she said, "Hello, sweetheart. Thank you for sending me your love, but let's not advertise Spotify streaming, which is a publicly traded company with a 50 billion evaluation, but doesn't pay artists and creators what they're worth." And a lot of times, I mean, it's really sad when you have older artists or artists who just don't understand the way things work and they kind of focus on the way things used to be. Anita Baker should focus on understanding how to maximize herself in the digital era. Many of her fans are not. Her fan base is not as much up on the digital as they probably should be, as she would like them to be. And I think that a lot of times artists hurt themselves by this. I mean, the system is what the system is. So you can do other things, but you're not going to make the bulk of your money in music. She wants to sell some CDs. Yeah, she can make $10 off a CD, but who wants to buy a CD? Baker continued by breaking down how artists are paid from streaming and writing. She said that 2020 streaming rates, and we know that they're very low. And Anita is she's a legend. So I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about her. I just want her to find other ways to make her money. She wants to get ownership of her songs, and she deserves to do that. But this is not the 80s when people, when cassette tapes and CDs and vinyl were flying off the shelf. There's only one way to get music now, and that is on the internet. And there's not the manufacturing cost. There's not any of those things that jack the prices up for cassettes, CDs, and vinyl. And she and others have to understand that. I don't think that they do. So I was going to pick a song of the day from Anita Baker, but she doesn't want us to advertise that. So we're not going to have a song of the day today. We will have one tomorrow, but we're not gonna have a song of the day today, sadly, because I love doing the song of the day. But what we will do is we will throw out the question of the day. And the question is very simple. Is an official time with the kids agreement needed when co-parenting? Let me say that again. Is an official time with the kids agreement needed when co-parenting? You know, if the mother has custody, the father gets the children every other weekend or the weekend or whenever. Do y'all need to have an official agreement to make that happen? Is that the best way to do it? Mother gets the school year, father gets the summer, or vice versa. Are you able to do that without doing that? That's the question of the day. But of course, go to the Diamond K Show on Facebook or any social media. Let us know your thoughts, and we will talk about that more tomorrow. Read some comments and that kind of stuff. So I will be back tomorrow, as I said, for more Diamond K in the morning. And of course, today, as news happens, we will be dropping quick episodes for that. If you miss any of our programs, you can go Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, any social media, or radioonfire.com. Catch up on those episodes of the program. And of course, you can also support the show. Your donations, our sponsors, and our listeners help us keep this machine going. You can support Diamond K in the morning via Cash App, and that is $ DJ Diamond K. Also on PayPal, djdiamondk@gmail.com, or you can just visit radioonfire.com, make a donation, or join our VIP club, the Radio on Fire VIP club. You can do all of that. As I said, radioonfire.com. Of course, as always, I thank you for checking us out, tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow.